I have followed this case, the Menendez brothers case, off and on since 1989. These boys, when they were young, were sexual abuse victims at the hands of the father. Therefore, they were completely messed up psychologically, and that had a lot to do with why this happened, in my opinion. I don't defend what they did. I don't think anybody on a technical level or a moral level can defend what they did. But they paid their debt to society, and I do think they should be released now because of the circumstances of the case. In this video today, I'm going to talk about why I think they should be released and a little bit about the background of this case. I have some notes here, and I'm going to talk about that with you today in this video. I have done quite a bit of research on the case going back to the 90s, and I have followed a lot of it since I was in college. One thing you have to realize about this case is these men have now been in jail for close to something like 30 years. They didn't just go to jail a few years ago. Back in 1995, when I was in college, I actually followed the second trial quite a bit. And in that trial, what a lot of the public doesn't realize is the sexual abuse evidence, and there was a lot of it, wasn't even allowed into, I think, any of these trials, or at least the second one. If that would have happened, they probably would have been acquitted. I believe that trial should have been a mistrial. The mother could have left. She could have got a divorce. I believe the mother was in the marriage because of the money. She should have got a divorce. She could have left with those kids. I believe the mother knew it was going on by constructive knowledge or some kind of implied knowledge in this situation. I think it's awfully ridiculous that these men are still in jail when a lot of the scenario that happened to them in general wasn't even their fault. They should get out now. That's what it boils down to. Here's what I want you to do right now or very soon if you really believe what I'm telling you. I want you to make some phone calls. Whether you live in California or not, it's an important legal issue in this country. I'd like for you to call the Los Angeles District Attorney Office. His name is Nathan Hochman, and that number is 213-974-3512 in LA. I would like you to tell him that these men should be released. I would also like you to call Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat from California. And you could state your opinion that their sentences should be commuted. He has the power to do this. The number is 916-445-2841. If you didn't get those numbers, now I'm going to put them in the description for this video. I think they would appreciate your feedback and your calls. I think the Menendez brothers are nothing more than the equivalent of political prisoners now. They're becoming political potatoes for politicians, and they're being tossed around to get attention for these politicians. They're basically political and legal prisoners. They should be released now. Please make those calls. Thanks again for your time, your cooperation. Thank you for your consideration of me. It's free to subscribe.